This is not financial advice, not legal advice, for entertainment, educational purposes only, and anything I say is my opinion. Please don't make any financial decision based on anything I say in these videos. Listen, people have been asking me about the gamma squeeze and what do I think about it. And I went over this in the past, but I've been getting so many questions about it. Let me explain something to you guys. As far as I'm concerned, the biggest detriment for these bad actors is not just the AMC counterfeit shares, but the AMC naked options that they're selling. Okay? That is one of the biggest problems for them, in my opinion, the derivatives. And I'm going to tell you why. You guys got to understand how gamma squeezes work. Okay? When you hear gamma squeeze, what do you think? You think, well, they have to go out in the market and buy shares. And when they start buying the shares in the open market, that buying pressure pushes the price up. And that is how it works. Well, that's how it's supposed to work anyway. But here's the thing. Why would they have to go out and buy shares in the open market if those call options that they sold were backed up by real AMC shares or real GME shares? It's because they're not. They're not. If the call options were backed up by real shares, there would never ever be a gamma squeeze because they have the shares there. But they're always selling naked call options. They're always selling naked put options. And that's what causes all the volatility in a fair and transparent market. But here's the thing. That is a benefit that only they get to do. I can't sell naked covered call. If I sell a covered call, I need 100 shares. If I want to sell a put, I need to have the cash available for the 100 shares that I'm alleging that I'm going to buy in the future. But not the bad actors. They can sell you 1,000, 10,000, 1,000,000 covered calls on AMC and never own one single share of AMC. And if the price starts going up, they're supposed to go into the open market and start buying shares in order to fulfill those contracts. But that's not what they do. What they do is they then start spoofing and watching and engaging in criminal activity, questionable activity, in order to keep the price down so they could keep the premiums. But 99%, in my opinion, and I'm not telling you to buy, hold, or sell AMC. I'm not telling you buy, hold, or sell any stock. But in my opinion, 99% of the call options that they sell are naked. They're not backed up by anything. They're just give me your premium money, and hopefully I can manipulate the price down so I can just walk away with your money. They put absolutely nothing at risk. And because the SEC, the DOJ, and the FBI don't enforce the rules of the market, they can then go and watch and spoof and create FTDs that disappear overseas and engage in all kind of fraudulent activity to keep the price down. And the same thing with the puts. They sell you put options, but they don't put aside the cash to buy the shares. They don't. The cash is not there. So if it goes in the money, they're in deep trouble. So in order to avoid that, they start manipulating the market. And yes, all our regulatory agencies know what they do. And they can't claim they don't know because they've been fining them for doing this for the last 20, 30 years. If you go to Violation Tracker, you will see that a majority of these bad actors have been fined multiple times for doing the same thing over and over and over again. So if the fines were determined, would they be fined 20 times for doing the same thing? No, the fines are not a deterrent. The fines only emboldens them to continue robbing and stealing from retail investors, pension funds and institutions that follow the rules. The only time the SEC, the DOJ, or the FBI really step in is when the bad actors, criminal activity, or questionable activity starts affecting negatively other one percenters. That's when they'll stop in and do real investigations. But if what they're doing is affecting retail investors, pension funds, and institutions that follow the rules, 1 out of 1,000, they might do an investigation. And then, at the end of this investigation, they will give them a petty fine. But, in my opinion, the biggest problem these bad actors have, on top of the counterfeit AMC and GME shares that they have pushed into the market, that retail investors, institutions, and pension funds have bought them all up, is the derivatives, is the naked calls, the naked puts, and all of those combined together, I believe, is going to destroy the bad actors and destroy the banks that have been supporting all this fraud and corruption. And of course, FINRA, in my opinion, is totally responsible because they see every trade. If FINRA sees that the float of a company is only 1 million shares, and they see these guys made 4 million moved 4 million shares, that should tell them maybe it's time for an investigation. But FINRA doesn't care as long as they get their cut and everybody's happy and they all know the rules. You can rob retail investors, you can rob pension funds, you can rob institutions that follow the rules. You just can't rob other one percenters. Anyway, please leave some comments. Tell me what you think. Do you think that the derivatives and the naked and the counterfeit shares are the two vehicles that's going to bring down these bad actors? Anyway, have a great day. God bless, and I appreciate y'all on this journey with me.